All right, give me 1 second. If y'all see me making weird movements, I just got back issues. I need to get me a desk, especially when I do these long presentations. It puts a toll on me sitting the way I do. I need like a little desk set up. Let me know. Greetings, y'all. Greetings. Mësët. Mësët to all the beloved across the realm. Let me know you can hear me, please, because I set up my own hardware this evening. Let me know, please. I got to share it to Facebook. Can everyone hear me okay? Give me 1 second. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Kim. One moment. Let some people come on in. Okay, so this evening, what I originally planned on doing was just the live I did the other night, outside. Like I said, was like old fashioned, old school Iron Bush. I called it a Q&A, but I didn't get to really interact with the comments. I've never been good at that. Anyone that's like day one people or who have been here for a while know that I always circle back around into the comments to answer things. So that was my original plan for this evening. Give me 1 second. I gotta share this to Facebook because they won't StreamYard, even though they charged me like 3 times in 1 month. Uh, they still won't. They still won't. Like, basically, they're beating me over the head, and I can never get anybody real on the phone. It's all like automated and stuff. So it's supposed to be $35 a month, and I can stream on multiple platforms like I've been doing. Uh, but they've been charging me like once a week on different email addresses. So I guess I'm signed up on 3 different accounts or something. But one of them they charged me twice, so I know that like they're getting over. Uh, so tonight they stopped me from doing it simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. But I'm posting it on Facebook now. And just give me one moment. Hope everybody's doing well out there. All right. So as I was saying originally, um, was going to just go over the questions that were left on the last video, which I'm gonna start with. So that might be depending on how the Great Spirit flows. That may be all that we do this evening. Um, or I may get to a teaching which is concerning the truth about the astral plane. We all hear it, the word, we all hear, in this moment, if you're truly knowledgeable and you're not caught up in the paradigm that's evaporating by the moment, the news and politics and money and all of that. That's all. Anybody that's in alignment already knows that it's literally by the day uh, and on a higher scale, it's literally by the moment. It's because it's built on all patriarchal systems aren't meant to last. That's why you can't name one dynasty. You cannot name one civilization, culture in history that lasted any significant amount of time. They all fall because everything that you've been told is history. It's his story, and his story is the victor of war. So the victor of war holds the pen of his story. So everything you receive, everything your children receive in school is literally coming from the last victor of war. Now you can see how it kind of evolves and devolves. Uh, like the Romans are a really good example. How the Romans did it by physicality in their first domination. Most people, I mean, that's pretty much what patriarch energy, distorted masculine energy is, and that's what I mean when I'm talking about the patriarchal system, the Devi or divine uh, masculine, not the sacred. Okay, if it was based on the sacred, then it would be already in balance, and everything. We wouldn't be even talking about this right now. There would be no need. Everything would be in harmony. Uh, Being as though that there's a teacher sitting in front of you at this moment speaking about it, and you're listening, it shows that things are not in balance. So patriarchal systems are not meant to last. Okay, they're meant to survive, basically. And then when the changing of the guard comes, they morph, and that's what they call the New World Order. So when they get to talking about the New World Order, President, the first Bush, the older one, he was the first one I can recall in this incarnation speaking about it heavily, about the New World Order. That means that's just like it's almost like their inner circle MK Ultra word, activation word, you know, to let them know, like, hey, the moment is here. New World Order, New World Order, New World Order, and that sparks it, and the families that know around the world, then they start having their little meetings and things, and it gets going. All right. But the good thing about where we're at right now with the particular energy is the age that this realm is coming into. Now, most of us won't really have to. Well, you shouldn't be worried about it anyway. Not worry, because worry is worry. You're warring against either something external or internal. Okay. And it's sometimes in some moments it's easier said than done. When things are going good and smooth and everything is equilibrium, it's easy to say don't worry, but when a little chaos starts happening around you, but that's where what's that, the serenity, they call it the serenity prayer, the serenity chant, uh about the things that you cannot control, and have and be able to have the discernment to know the difference, to be the best steward over the things that you are able to control, and don't worry about the things you can't. You cannot control what other people say, do this, that, and again, like I said, it's easier said than done. Okay, especially when the closer it hits to home, the harder it becomes. And that's how the enemy. That's how. When I say the enemy, I think we're moving past the spookism. Like it's like the guy with the pitchfork at your door and this and that. It's energy. Okay, it's literally energy, and it's what you're attracting and resonating with. And this is a fact. This is all the way a fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out and go through some questions. All right. So because I was going through them earlier and there was just so many that I could only leave hearts and stuff on there, and I couldn't really I just couldn't answer them all. So I began to, and I said, I'm going to have to do a video on this. So if you see, because someone requested a link to the pictures that I have about the crater Earth from 1972 and 1969. All right. And I don't know if you can see it right there. I made a post on YouTube and on Facebook where I showed them. It's from a CIA document that, if you know, they have like a statute of limitations, just like they did with the CV-19. They said they weren't going to let out the truth about the until like 2060 something. That was like the agreement they made. Well, that's the same thing the CIA and all them do. They say, well, look, well, it's like it's same thing with music. When music reaches a certain age, it becomes public domain. Same thing with vehicles. When a vehicle is 20 years old, it reaches antique or classic. When it's 30 years old, it's antique status. You no longer have to go get it registered, none of that. So it's all based, it revolves around time. Okay. Everything here is as far as the stems. Okay. So I can assure you these photos, anyone that knows uh, the teachings from um, I've never put out some kind of fraudulent AI picture or anything. I rarely share any pictures, for one. And I have a means where some of you may know of Seven Bomar. Uh, I'm not gonna like say that me and him are real tight or friends or anything. But I do have a direct connection to him. And him and his team have developed like an esoteric AI program called Sybil. Am I co-signing for it? No, I'm not. Am I not? Am I telling you not to mess with it? No, I'm not saying that either. I personally, I've used it maybe 3 different occasions. Once to just see what it was about. Really wasn't for me when it couldn't answer where I'm at with it, and I don't say that in a cocky way. Just where I'm at with the knowledge. Um, it couldn't answer the question, like the like any of the questions that I asked it. So then I knew, like, okay, either he has to work on it or it's just not for I. So, but he has a way of, you can put pictures in there and it will tell you automatically if, like, 100% if it's AI generated or not. So these pictures are not AI generated. They come from a CIA file. I do have the docket number, but I was told by um, uh, a student here not to put it out here, because that's a good way to get get this taken down. And all I have right now currently, if I get they've made it so it's a revolving. I always remain one strike away from getting this platform taken down, and it's wild how they do it. It's like they'll pull up something from I don't even know, like the one of my first videos ever, even before I started teaching on here. Like I might have a video. I think I got a video from like 2 years ago. I never even used this, and they like gave me a strike and took it down. Like literally 2 years old, and this was before I just started using YouTube in October to teach. Okay, so you know, if it's that serious to you and you really want that file number and you want to read it and all that, contact me. I don't see why I couldn't email it to you. But as far as putting it on here and in the comment section, I just cannot do that. But what I can do is assure you that I'm telling you the truth. And it's the CIA didn't take the pictures. They come from a Soviet. They say satellite, but we know about satellites. The word satellite etymology goes back to Saturn light. And at that, even now, it's hot air balloon technology. It's just advanced hot air balloon technology. That's what it is. They've been Elon and all them clowns been trying things like these ski-doo looking things where they project them and they fling them. Excuse me. They fling they project them into the plasma above, and that's when you see when something hits and you see all the water coming up the side. They're trying to get it to stay up there and just stay in the waters above. And they do get things to stay up there. But what happens is, like I believe I spoke on it before, the great mother, the energy will end up just disintegrating it. It'll heat the plasma, like what they call solar flares. All that is the reflection. The sun is already just a intersection of the pole star, which is constantly changing. But right now it is Polaris. So Polaris is the white light, which white light embodies 7 rays. Okay, only seven rays of light. So the white light comes down, all right, and it intersects with the what we call most people call the black sun. It's not a black sun. It's anciently known as the triple black seed of the mother, and it's not big. It's actually pretty small. It's in the core of where we're under us. It's magnetic, what they call the North Pole. It's magnetic north, but it sits in the center and it emanates what's called Mount Meru or the Black Tower or the Dark Tower and all that. And right now it's in the ocean. Sometimes it's on land. Sometimes it comes out of land, but even when it's in the ocean, it doesn't bring land up. It brings elements. So like like iron, copper, lead, so it's like vapor, but it looks like a solid mountain. And that's what that's what the magnetic North Pole is, and it's right in the center. That's what Mount Meru is. It's actually now it's right connected to Antarctica. What they tell you is Antarctica, but you've never seen the real. And Antarctica is bigger than the rest of our entire map that they show you. The entire globe map, Antarctica is the same size, maybe even a bit big, just a tad bit bigger. It's the right brain of the crater. And as I've told you before, it's a defense mechanism. So they couldn't do what they did with Atlantis and hack the feminine energy of the source code. Okay. Now they're still hacking the feminine energy of individuals because it's through free will. deception, but it's still through free will, and they sidestep universal laws. Um, and it's because you've never been told universal laws. You've never, who's told you? Who has taught you universal laws? Probably no one. You probably never sat down and learned universal laws. Okay. And there really isn't that many. It's just if you want to get in, take a deep dive into each one. But there's not that many. Um oh yeah. So we may get into the teaching about the astral plane, which is it's a very deep dive. Very, very deep dive. I guarantee you've never heard the astral plane truth the way that this teaching will give it, is going to give it. But first things first, I'm gonna do this, so that may end up being the next teaching, but we'll see. But greetings to all if you're coming in late. Mësët to all. So let's go to the comments here in the picture, the post I made on YouTube. Okay, so first, I'm not gonna read anything, anybody just making a statement. I'm only going to read the questions, okay? But love to everyone who gives comments, okay? Let me see. Okay. Tone said, doesn't matter what we live on. It's what we live in that matters. Use your focus to merge with the quantum field and create your own world. That's the gift we have. That's what they don't want you to know. And Tone, I agree. I agree 100% that is more important. That is more vital than the construct. Flat Earth, round Earth, bigger Earth. Um, you're absolutely correct. It is more about your world, your manifestation, what your life, your being. Okay, selfless, not selfish. Anything ish is a false representative of you. So when you're selfish, you're not even being yourself. It's like a distorted version of you. It's like if one of your loved ones pass and you have a dream and you don't have the discernment to know that that's not them coming to visit you in your dream, you'll just think, oh, they came and visited me. And now you have to have the discernment, okay? Because past loved ones just not coming to you every night in dreams and all. That's not how it works. Um, will they come visit? Oh, yes, but it's not. You're not walking around. You're not in the dream walking around in the kitchen. They got their back turned to you. You see their whole body. That's what I tell people most time. A key red flag, and by me saying this, they're monitoring it, so they probably will try to. But at this point, it's so close to the changeover, it doesn't really even matter. It's end game for them at in this cycle. Um, if you have loved ones that passed and you have a dream and you can see their whole body, that's not them. Okay. You see how you can see me right now? Excuse me. See I at this moment. That's what you will see. You will only see about as much as how you see me, see I at this moment. Okay. You will not, if you see their whole body and they're walking around or they got their back turned to you or this or that, that's not it. It's either it's either your own mind creating this, or it's what they call familiar spirits, which is an external disembodied spirit who was already preying on you before they even passed. Right? It wasn't just some spirit passing by on the street and say, "Oh, look, They just lost a loved one. Let's go and whisper in their ear. Because that's what that's what it is, right? It's whispering. That's how they get into your dreams is they whisper into you. It's insinuation. But that's a whole nother topic. But Brother Turn, you're absolutely correct on your comment. Okay, so let me see. Six String Han said, "Where did you find these pictures?" I already went over that. Someone said, "Whim, Iron Bush, radiation matters are by far the closest to the truth." I appreciate that, and I agree. I agree. If you don't know who Whim is, his brother Whim Correct. The only channel he has now is on Rumble. If you look up God Gevlamsti, all right, GODGEVLAMSTE. Look that up on Rumble. And if you want to know more about the bigger Earth, it's not. Someone asked me this: did he find it out? Like, is he the one that found it out, or no? Brother Wim just kind of like got the ball rolling, no pun intended, in this at the closing out of this age. See, at the closing of every age, every paradigm gets challenged. That's why all the trance things going on, sexuality gets challenged, genders get challenged. Basically, the energies that govern, principalities and kind of like guidelines. Like it is comparable to like a computer program. They test what is agreeable now. So from one age to another, what was disagreeable in this age could become agreeable in the next age. So the closing out of the age, the energies, everything gets tested to see what is allowable. That's why you see the increase in Hollywood with the blatant Satanism and all that, and and like what's your name, Doja Cat, and all that crazy mess, and Nas X and all. That's because the priestesses and priests of the malevolent ones, they know what I'm telling you right now. So they're challenged. They push the envelope, okay, to challenge the paradigm in hopes that they can use it and hold on to this distorted energy going into the next age, hoping they can take it through the changeover event. Basically, is what they're trying to do. As the JEWs did into the age of Pisces and became the name Jesuits. They just merged with the people that took control of the age of Pisces, which was the Roman Catholic Church, which is just nothing but it's all boils down to energy. They're the cathode. You have the cathode and the anode. Anode is Anu. The cathode is the Catholic Church, the cathedrals and all that. Okay, the Anu or the anode or on is the light bearers or Luciferian and this and that. Okay, cathode, anode. All right, it's positive and negative. It's really all boils down to energy. Okay, all the questions must have been on the actual live. So what happened? I put an upcoming thing. That's weird. Okay, give me 1 second to hop on here. All right. Okay. You gotta give me a second because, like I said, I don't want to just read just comments. I'm gonna read questions, so some of them I gotta kind of like read real quick. Um, Chief, can you do a longer teaching of Tiamata, the bigger Earth, and Saturn and Atlantis and all the planets? Really interesting. Um, yes, I can consider putting meditating on it and consulting the Great Spirit to put like a long presentation about it. Definitely something I can consider. I don't know why I'm not seeing all the questions now. Um, the circular square. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I agree. Santos Bonacci, I don't know. I don't speak negative on anyone. But the last few times that I saw him teach, he will he. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what happened. But a wise man told me once that as a wise man, you will be eventually put in a position where there's a reckoning. So even the thing that you really don't have in your like, my will is not to have 100,000 followers, 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs, but because of that, that may happen because it's a test. And that's another thing I want to tell. I want to address real quick. I'm grateful for everyone. When like I said, I've only shared probably 3 personal events online since I've been teaching. Okay, which is now July 4th. It'll be what, 4 years? I think 3 things, and I appreciate all the help, whether it be into the aether or Mooney, uh, or both. But and there's some people that when they send, a seed, financial seed, they'll leave a little message. But some of you, I must say, are a little out of pocket with your comments because I don't know where you're getting some of the things that you're saying. For one, and I'm not insulting anyone, it just shows me where you're at spiritually because I'm here to not listen. Again, a wise man once told me this: you should be teaching at all moments of your life and only use words when necessary. Okay? Let that sink in. You should be teaching at every moment of your life and only use words when necessary. So, what I shared with you uh, was last week. A lot of people made comments that were a little crossed over the line and spoke on things that you really don't know. And some of you, I don't even know where you even got them for you. Like, you totally must have thought you saw or heard something that is the wrong information. I'm not going to get into detail, but I'm I'm not only here to teach you with words. If I share something personal, I'm here to show you what it looks like to be fearless. Okay. And you, okay, you're not a rodent. You don't have to scurry every time adversity comes. Every time, every occasion of adversity comes. Oh, I can't believe you're still here, this and that. I can't believe you're allowing this and that, da 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 da. You know, your intuition must be off. No, to be honest, it's you might want to consider maybe, and I say this in the most humble way, you may want to take notes and see what it looks like to truly have no fear in your heart, in your soul, and know that no harm shall come amongst any of you, the real you. No harm will come upon any of my family, nothing. No one that has an impure heart or unrighteous intent can do anything to someone that has a pure heart and righteous intent. It may seem that the illusion may come. The illusion, it may look like the whole chessboard is going. The queen's gone. They done took your queen off the board. They done you got a couple pawns left. One bishop, and they got the queen. They got the king. They got of course, the king. They got the two rooks, bishop, both their horses. Everything looks like it's against you. But guess what? You have the Great Spirit connecting you to the source of all. So if they defeat you, yes, baby. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. It's beautiful. Thank you. Um, so for those that have made comments like, I can't believe your intuition is all that. No, because maybe you haven't reached that stage yet where you know certain things. Okay. Like the verse you've heard your entire life, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But see, weapons have prospered against you. That's why you don't believe that. You don't even believe that because you've lived a life where weapons have prospered against you occasion and occasion and occasion again, and you don't know why. I can tell you why, because you have not gotten you out of the way. Not the real you, the ego, the personality that starts from the moment that you come out of the womb of your mother to the moment you return to the womb of the great mother. That's where your personality exists. Okay? That's what personality is. And that's what the Christ came to teach. There's many masters that came. They call them lords. Okay. I'm not talking about the Phoenician lord, bow and all that word. Okay. They were called masters or lords. Okay. Krishna was the Lord, came to teach his people philosophy. Osiris was the Lord, came to teach people civilization. Okay. And irrigation and agriculture. All right. Buddha was the Lord that came to show people how to overcome physical matter. Okay. Emmanuel or the Christ was the one that came to show you how to overcome the personality, not kill it, because we don't kill anything. See, some of these teachers tell you have to kill the ego. We don't kill anything. All right. Overcome. Okay. That and overcoming the personality doesn't mean beating it up. Oh, you're born in sin. You're born in the flesh, and flesh is sin is evil. Da, 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 da. No. To overcome your personality is to overcome carnal vices and to learn to transmute your personality into a benevolent being that is literally your soul's helpmeet. That's what this personality is. Now, when you become formless and leave this shell, if you graduate, all of your incarnations, your personalities amalgamate, and that is the wholeness of who you are. What you have done here has already been done. It's actually in the past. It's a shadow that you have cast with your energy on the astral plane. All right, that gets into the teaching of the astral. The only, and I never have done a teaching on the astral plane. Never thought I would. Okay, Great Spirit put it on my heart tonight. Okay, and then even while I was just getting what was being given, I asked why, and the answer was given to me about that, because they need to know why things are happening the way they are, whether they're going to take part and use what you're going to tell them, or if they just so they can understand it. They need to know the causal plane and the effect plane. And you want to know the Mandela effect and how the Simpsons do this and that, it's because the controllers are operating from the causal plane, the astral plane, the lower astral plane. Okay. Now, some of them are actually operating from the higher astral plane, but once you get to start talking about that, there's too many benevolent beings that aren't gonna let too much happen. But let me see. I was going through these questions earlier, and it was just like so many, and I'm here sitting here now, and I can't. I'm looking. Let me see. Um, Thank you for your knowledge. Some of it's too advanced for me. I don't understand it since I have no understanding of astrology and astronomy. I have a hard time getting into it because feelings, because my feeling tells me that a lot of it is corrupted, and people like you who might have deeper knowledge and truth are talking way too advanced for me. I'm also interested in how to resolve or get rid of soul ties. Okay. First of all, don't worry about what you don't. If you cannot understand it, then you're not going to understand it. And the goal is to understand something. Understanding something is the very beginning of it. So if you don't understand it, and especially if you're at a particular where you're at in this incarnation, if you're, you know, from the beginning, middle, or towards the end. If you're at the late, middle, or towards the end, and you don't understand some of these things, then that's a clear indication you don't need to. You probably already understood them in a previous incarnation. So you may have already had your incarnation with all of the knowledge and all of that, and you got it. This one may have been where you had to get the simple things, okay? But you would not have come across a teacher like I if there wasn't something that you were meant to get over here. Okay, so I'll say that. As far as breaking soul ties, you have the authority to break all soul ties. You just have to consciously, and don't repeat after I. Okay, it has to be from your heart. You have to really close that door, baby. You have to sit down or stand up and really take a few deep breaths in a quiet place. You have to really concentrate on what your intent is. You have to remember certain things. You have to remember whether they hurt, whether they were nasty, whether it was whether you were a pervert at that moment in your life, whatever the case may be. You have to remember that. Okay. First, you got to forgive yourself. Then you have to forgive anyone else that was involved in it. And then you have to forgive the actual energy that was involved. So forgiveness is first is admittance, and that's the remembrance of whatever occurred that brought on that soul tie, which most of the time we're talking about sex. Okay. So you have to recall that. You have to remember it. I don't mean you have to sit there and think about the whole thing. You just have to remember. Okay. Then you have to consciously, you can whisper it or you can say it out loud and proclaim it like you're on top of a mountain. And you just speak to yourself, to the you and I verse. You're speaking to your soul, you're speaking to the great mother, the womb, and you're speaking to the other soul all at once. You're not doing it individually, like, oh, this is for the great mother, this is for me, and this is for the no. You're in the ballroom, and it's all three of y'all right there, and you have the microphone, and you have to declare and decree that any spiritual connections, because it's not they're not tied to your soul, they're tied to your, they're manipulating the mind of your heart. They're manipulating your soul to create a spiritual emanation to where it's always resonating to them no matter where they're at in this realm. Therefore, you can actually be paying for their karmic debt because you are still resonating on that frequency because y'all intertwined frequencies and literally entered each other's energy as far as one can enter into your energy. There is no further than anyone can enter your energy than that act. That's why it's sacred. And that's why it was used as magic back in the day. The only thing higher than that is blood magic. And that's because that's literally touching right next to your soul. Okay? Your soul emanates through the blood, all right, and sexual fluid. So that's where most of the soul ties come. You could have a soul tie if you was a former drug addict and you was sharing something with somebody and don't even know it. So this could be for more than one person. So that's a very good and bold question. I salute you for asking, being bold enough to ask that on this platform. But you have the authority. You are the Christ, okay? You are the light of this world. You are the seed of the mother, and all things were made through you, by you, and for you. Not in a selfish way, a selfless way, okay? What would this whole world be if it was just you? And what if it was just you and you couldn't As they said, they shall seek death in those days and shall not find it. What if it was just you here? Nobody else. You get what I'm saying? So, but anyway, to break, you have the authority to break the soul tie. Admittance, and that's just remembering, becoming a member again at that moment. And if it may be a bunch of moments, you can just flash through them. You don't have to sit there and meditate on each moment. Remembering them all, get your heart intent pure and clear your mind out. Okay, you have to have this to here, no blockage, and then because if from here to here is also here, and that's when you're going to speak it and put it in the ether, whether you whisper it or yell it. Doesn't matter. You proclaim it. You declare and decree it. I break any and all soul ties, known and unknown, remembered or forgotten. I break them right now, and I cast them down and I bind them so that they may never resonate with my spirit or sway the mind of my heart, aka soul, ever again. It is done. And that's pretty much how you handle that. Okay. And you have to know. You have to know. You can't do it and then be like, I hope I did it right. No, if you say that, you already did, and then no, you didn't do it right. If you after you say it, if you don't know, then no, you didn't do it right. You're gonna have to do it again. If you're walking around the next day, man, I sure hope I did that right. Nope, you did it wrong. You just did it, made it wrong now. You have to know. Okay. Um Wonderful teaching. You mentioned Venus in the live. I believe you had mentioned on Archaics 2052, the day one of the two events. Did research on Olympics. No offense. I think this is just more of a comment. It's pretty lengthy. Let me see. Great Spirit to us Aboriginals is the rainbow serpent, Biami or Gaadia, depending on what tribe clan. Glad to hear you're confirmed the stuff regarding the snake. Yes, the snake was not always this. The flipping of the snake was in Egypt when they turned the Great Mother, which was the Apep. Yes, baby. What I can want this one or this one? That one, but not yet. When I'm done, okay. Thank you, though. Love you. Yeah, but I don't want you to drop it, and I can't hold it right now. So just hold on the side for me, please. Okay? You want to show everybody? You want to show them? She made some ice cream cones for me, y'all. Show people. See, she brought Daddy some ice cream. Just showing y'all. Thank you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? My baby hit the cord. Check, check. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Let me check. I don't know what happened. I guess I was just taking my going slow with it, and I saw so many good questions. Okay. Ray Benson says, "How do we live through the plasma event, or are we supposed to? I'm understanding how some will ascend and how some won't, all on the same plane of existence. If everything is going to float up for 30 minutes, how do we all not get sucked up?" Okay, great question. Number one, thank you, Sister Monica. I appreciate that. And to everyone who says that, thank you. Eternal gratitude. Question. The Great Spirit has already given me has already unveiled the instructions on how to survive. And when I got, some of you can remember when I got it, I was all giddy about it, and I was getting ready to release it. I was ready to do the teaching. This before I even came on YouTube, and I haven't told people like, yeah, I'm gonna do a teaching. I'm gonna show you how to, what to get, how to do this, that. Great Spirit unveiled to me everything you need, no worries. And then the next day, Great Spirit said, it's not this is not to be released yet. Okay, I'm just giving it to you. So there will be a teaching in depth about answering that question. It's also now not at that moment, but now I know that it's going to be an in-person teaching. Okay, by the moment comes around where I do that teaching, I'm no longer going to be teaching online. I will only be teaching in person. I will be traveling around the country, and I'll be teaching in person when that moment arrives. Okay, right now, don't worry about that. Live, be happy. You are literally untouchable. You're eternal. You have all authority in this realm. Know it, declare it, grab it, claim it, and you have to know it. That's the most important thing. That if I can teach you guys, like, that's what I need you to know, is that you have to know. And the only thing that you can truly know is now. Like, oh, they're gonna take my, she's gonna take my child from me. She went, file paperwork and gonna take my child. No, nah. What I know is now. And right now, I'm in full alignment with the Great Spirit and the source and origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. So if they defeat me, they're defeating the source of all. And if that happens, then that means it really isn't a defeat. That means that they're actually the pieces is just setting up for them to fall even harder. There is no worry. Have fun with it. I'm not telling you to be a jester, a court jester, a clown, but love, smile, have fun, forgive. Get in an argument the same night and the same night forgive. So what if the other person doesn't? That's on them. They have free will. They can hold a grudge for 50 years. Guess what? They're going to be a raisin. Even if it don't show on the outside, their soul gonna turn to a raisin. And most of the people that are raisins will live longer here than the people that are beautiful, glowing, radiant lights. Beautiful rainbow souls will come and go just like a rainbow. You don't see a rainbow every day, and you don't see a rainbow sticking around all day long every day. You walk outside and see a rainbow. No, because rainbows are special. So rainbows come and go quickly. Okay? That's why some of the most beautiful souls come and go here quickly. Some of the ugliest stay the longest. 100 years old. All just looking crazy and this and that. Not to say all people that live to be 100. I know beautiful souls live to be 100. I have some in my family. Numerous, actually. 103, 104, 106, 101. All on my mom's side. No one on my mom's side has ever lived younger than 96 years old, except my mom. She passed when she was 60. You see? My wife was 38. About to be 39. Oh, Chief, you under attack. They after you, man. No. What are you talking about? I got 24 years with the most beautiful soul, my twin flame, who is still with me. We're still with us. And this incarnation is gonna, in a blinking of an eye, I'm gonna look over, she's gonna be right there. Same with all of you. We all gonna be there. And this is not raw legion I'm teaching you right now. Fairy tale. As I said, these are things I know. And you know them too. It's written on the tablet of your heart. Where does this come from? It doesn't come from a book. Thank you, baby. It doesn't come from a book. Yeah, it comes from the book of life. You. Yes, baby. I need it right now, baby. Tell Ronnie to charge your iPad. Where your iPad? You need to put this on the charger. Here, use this charger. Just don't hit that cord right there. It'll turn off the sound. But it's not going to reach that far. You're going to have to come sit over here. You're going to have to sit. Yeah, you're going to sit right there. Move Ronnie's slippers and sit right there. Yeah, give it a moment to charge. But yeah, y'all. But as far as the question, so, all right, here's the thing. A lot of you, all of you are here for this right now. Some of you are going to pass before the event, okay? According to linear time, we're talking 2046. All right. Approximately, you know, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been unveiled too. It's gonna be in 2046. Okay, 2046, the plasma event will. Baby, you can't hit nothing over here. Let's hit this again. What's wrong with this thing?
Let's just work it. That better or not?
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Did Mommy got you that for $100 or you just got it by yourself?
Mommy got it for me.
Then what's wrong with it? Then what's wrong with it?
Okay. Am I back? Is the sound back? Baby, please don't drop nothing else. Is the sound back? Give me a thumbs up or something. Uh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So the plasma event or the abomination of desolation, it will be in 2046. Um, as far as the 30 minutes, the 30 minutes of no magno dielectric in the Bible says the angels hold back the winds for 30 minutes. It's just the grid gets shut down. Okay. And it's because it's resetting. It's rebalancing. It's recharging perfect harmony. It's restarting. Okay. That's the rapture. That's when people will float up. It's been seen previously. It's been passed on to the Scottish Rite Freemasons and all that, and that's why a Freemason unveiled it in 1838. John William Darby. Until 1838, there was no concept of a rapture. That's the Freemason who unveiled it. Okay, again, Revelation method, free will, you and I verse. All truth must be of always accessible. Meaning, even before he came out, it was accessible. It's just people weren't seeing it. So for whatever reason, was compelled to release the information about the rapture. But you see how they still wrapped it up in some saran wrap, plastic, unnatural lies. Okay, oh, you're gonna go up and then you're gonna meet Jesus in the air, and this. I'm gonna tell you, who you're gonna meet in the air. You're gonna meet other people getting sucked up. You're gonna meet animals, rocks, little trees. A lot of water is gonna be getting sucked up and actually evaporating at the same time. So it's gonna be like salt, like pellets of salt. Um, uh, you're gonna see some fish. You're gonna see probably some whales, maybe. Um, Pretty much everything. Trash. Some people, some people will actually get sucked through the lens. The lens, the little hole. The all-seeing eye. Some people will get sucked through there. It's said that you just liquefy, your body just liquefies. But most people, I'm going to unplug this. This is crazy. You know what? Can y'all hear me with the computer microphone? Because this is just, it's over here just going crazy. Let me know if you can still hear me with the computer mic. Okay, cool, because this is getting on my nerves. All right. So, yeah, and at this point when this happens, you've already been so much is going to be happening. First of all, a tempest, which is a worldwide, pretty much like hurricane, is going to happen. That there's going to be instant freezing. That's why people think there's ice ages and things like that. No, it's from this event, the plasma event. Okay, things get instantly frozen. All right, that's why woolly mammoths are found frozen, flash frozen, but the foot with fresh food in their stomach. Okay, it's because of the way the I have to get into a whole deep dive of the teaching, but worldwide earthquake, that's the liquefaction. All that's doing is renewing the land. All the trash. There's a whole island of trash in the Pacific Ocean, as big as Texas, floating in the Pacific Ocean. Okay. The planes going to Hawaii literally have to go around it so you won't see it when you're in the plane going to Hawaii from California. It's huge. It's two of them, and they rotate due to the current over there in the Pacific Ocean. It's as big as the state of Texas. Plastic and all this yuck, nasty. Okay. What happens is the land, all the dirty land and all the used up land and then everything, it goes down. The fresh land comes up. Same thing with the ocean. Okay. That's why the top of the ocean and all that says there will be no more ocean. Okay. There'll be no more ocean. Well, it doesn't say there's not going to be no more water. It's just going back to pockets of seas. Okay. And it's going, and the land, and there ain't going to be no deserts or anything. Okay. Because the dew falls every night. And, with the morning star, okay, Venus, and then the evening star, Venus, takes it back up again. All right, that's only going to happen for about I'll have to meditate on that and consult the Great Spirit. But it's either about 7 years or 13. It's like either 7 to 14 years where that happens. Okay. And then the time of no sun comes. Okay. And what happens is the pole star becomes Uranus. Okay. Saturn used to be one of our main lights, if you don't know. Okay, that's why all the wandering stars that we call planets today, the original name for all of them was Saturn. All of them was called Saturn, but not the word Saturn, just L. All right, L. But the Saturn, the light, which is just an energetic reflection, was called L Elyon. Okay, that's what people tell you. We live in a binary star system. Okay, the sun worshippers. Most of the stories you heard of antiquity are not talking about the sun that you see in the sky now. They're talking about Saturn. Okay, all right, and because of energetic things got out of harmony, where we're at now. But previous to that, Uranus was there. This, now I'm telling you something that's not even in any books or anything. Okay, you will not find one book or anything that has this in it, and that will be returning. And Uranus is the only light in the sky who has a horizontal energy signature, which means it's set. Okay, it's balanced. It's the only perfectly balanced energy signature. All the other ones have something that's out of whack. All right, and that's a whole nother teaching. But you don't worry about that yet. Okay, just be. When some of us are already going to be gone, some of us are going to be here to bring those that are going to remain here, bring them through, and some are actually going to live through it and be rejuvenated. Okay, because it goes back to the long, low red light where you live 1,000 years. And I'm not talking about the red sun. I'm talking about no sun. All right. It's not like people hear and like, man, it's kind of horrible to be like sunny all day long and bright and stuff. No, it's like a nice sunset all day. and there's no way to measure time or anything. And everything is in harmony. Okay. Someone asked a good question too about what do we need if the matriarch, when the matriarch's in place, if it brings everything in balance, then what is the man for? Well, if you really think about that question, you answered your own question. That means the man messed up. If it was all in balance and it was the masculine energy and the feminine energy, then that means what went out of balance. All right, something went out of balance. Now they tell you it was they hijacked the feminine energy if you go by the Bible. All right, but what it is they distorted, just like the soul tie distorting your spirit, and so it's frequently resonating with someone who's could be possibly doing wrong. Okay, it's basically what happened. They distorted the masculine energy to where after generation and generation, now you don't even know what real sacred masculine energy looks like, or sacred feminine energy. You got brother against brother out here, cousin against cousin, uh sister against brother, son against father, this and that. Everybody's living for themselves. No one really truly cares about anybody that's not like, that doesn't sleep in the same bed with them. I mean, that's how far gone it is. When actually if the people that treat everyone the way they treat people out here, if they knew the truth, they would. Some people actually would have heart attacks if they knew the complete truth about what's going on right now. They so worried about Donald Trump or this or that. Like, life is more than that. Like, life is more than just a daily routine of surviving. You have the authority to make life whatever you can imagine. And imagination is the feminine energy. That's what that is. That's why with the whole basis of the teachings of the feminine energy are about. It's not about man and woman. Okay. It's about that. This is the closing out of not just one age, accumulation of ages. We are at the U-turn or the Saturn. Okay, where either Uranus is going to come back and it's going to be the marriage of the sacred masculine energy and the sacred feminine. Got what the Greeks call Gaia and Uranus. Okay, and that's the whole story of the son who became the husband as well. All right, and different tribes flipped it, like Isis and Osiris. Okay, because Horus is her son, but that's her husband too. Semiramis and Tammuz. That's her husband and her son too. But really, it's about the earth, Tiamat, the great mother, making her creation. So the creation is her son and daughters, but it's also because that's the only part of her that she put in to another, basically gave soul to. She also is bringing it back together, and that's the marriage. Okay, that's not the return. It's not rewinding and making you a baby again. You going up back into her belly. It's you coming back as a mature soul to where now she has a counterpart. and you're you, not just going back to a blob of energy in the universe. See, that's what the new age stuff is. You're gonna go back to source, and you're just going to this blob of energy, and you just a spotlight where we're just a blob of light somewhere in the cosmos. No, this is about maturation. Okay, this is about you coming out of the womb and starting as a son, and then coming back as a husband. And it's like, how else can you tell the story? It's mythology, so it's not literal. So you don't. That sounds crazy. Why do you think the controllers, enacted in the physical? That makes it abomination. Michael and I, Obama, Michael and I. See, that's them reenacting it all, and because they trying to work from the causal realm. See, and put it on the effect realm. So they become the gods and goddesses of this realm, this dimension. That's all that is. That's why Freemasons do all the acting and all that, the little rituals, skull and bones and all that. It's because they're enacting it into the ether. So it doesn't matter if they're acting or if it's really happening. It's going into the ether or the Akashic records as that this act has occurred. And it goes from an idea, and with enough agreement from the God power that is in you, that is you, it can manifest into something physical that can affect others' five senses, which then can affect their mind, which then they produce something in the astral plane, which then has the possibility to create something physical manifested in their life, which most of the time is turmoil and chaos and more stress, more worry, more this, more that. That is the cycle, my friend. Now, on that note, I'm going to get into this teaching. What is the astral plane? Number one, most so-called master teachers today frequently state one must kill out desire to rise the soul above the planes of personality, when really we must overcome the desire for vice and use the forces of emotion. Oh, don't act off emotion. Emotion is bad. Now that's that all left brain masculine just sitting there like a robot. Emotions are bad. No, we must overcome the desire for vice and use the forces of emotion and desire for good purpose while functioning on the mundane plane of the physical senses. So what is the mundane? First of all, plane just means level of existence. Okay. That's the difference between dimension and plane. Plane is level of existence. All right. A level of existence can have different dimensions. All right. So a plane is level of existence. Okay. Mundane. Where does this come from? Comes from the word mundus. Mundus. Okay. Moon. It's pronounced mundus or mundus. Like axis mundi. All right. But it's mundus. All right. And it actually means world, or broken down, it's moon deuce, two moons. Okay. Meaning reflection. Just as I'll teach you guys all almost once a teaching, I mention it. The moon is the reflection, it's the delay in manifestation. So the mundane plane is the two moons. It's reflection. The moon is an overlay of two reflections. One is closer, one is the bigger Earth, Tiamata. One is smaller, one is our crater. Okay? And it's you. So, and it's you. just like the sun. Sun's reflection too is just so bright you can't look into it and see it. If you could, you would see the same reflection map that's on the moon. It's just on a different level of light. So you must overcome the desire for vice and use the forces of emotion and desire for good purpose while functioning on this mundane plane. The plane of two moons. Okay? Not two suns, two moons. All right? And as I said, moon's reflection. Well, what does reflection mean? We know what re means, just means again. Well, what is flect? Well, ion, reflect ion. We know ions are particles or it's energy. Okay. Someone asked me, why do you say I, not me? Because I am an ion. Ion. Okay. If I ask the Great Spirit to activate, I don't say Great Spirit, please let me receive activation within my DNA, like codes. This thing. You don't know what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're saying. You're just repeating what you heard on somebody's podcast or something. Let me, Great Spirit, let me please. No, activate ion. I am the ion. Okay. You are the ion. The I am, ion. All right. And it goes deeper than that with that word I. It's the you and I verse. It's not the you and me verse. It's not the me and you verse. It's the you and I verse. And it's not the you verse I or me verse you. It's you and I verse. All right. So the word flect just means to bend or curve or turn without breaking, like a rib, like a ribosome, a rib. Okay, bend without breaking. The reflection, Eve and Adam. The reflection of Adam is mata or mother, mata, atom, muta, mata. Okay, it's the reflection. Flect, it's to bend, the rib, to bend without breaking. Okay, so flect is to bend or curve or turn without breaking, to bend and throw back. So what does the moon do? The moon is the delay in manifestation, as I said. So what you put out there, it's going to be delayed and it's going to hit what they tell you is the Van Allen belt, and it's going to come back to you. What goes around comes around. Flect, deflect, inflect, reflect, reflection, affection. You see? Infection. All right. So reflect. Flect is the bend, turn, and to bend without breaking and to throw back. That's the moon, my friend. Two moons. The ego, the echo, to throw back. It's echoing back. It's reverberating. What's a verb? It's an action word. The action is coming back. It's reverberating. Okay, reverberation. Reverb. The action is coming back again with the ion. That is you. You're the moon. That's the moon. The moon is the womb. You come from the moon, you come from the womb. That's the reflection of the womb. Manifestation, delay, boom. It's the light goes out, the vibration goes out. It bends but don't break. No harm gonna really come on the real you. It's just gonna come back on you, and you're gonna get a learning experience. And either you're gonna let it purge your Taurus, or you're not. Oh, Iron Bush, what happened to your intuition? You had your children. You're still there. You got your children around her, and then. Yes, because I'm fearless. because I know who and what I am, and not in a cocky way, not like I'm Thanos or something, because I know that I'm the Christ. While y'all are on this, not y'all, but while you talking about why you sleep on the ship and it's a storm, Chief, are you crazy? They done showed you they can't drive the ship, and you still on the ship, got your children and everything, and you going to sleep by the storm and this and that. Do I gotta get up and say, be still? For you, not I'm cool, but for you, be still. Waves stop, wind cease, clouds open up, and let that moonlight shine down that beautiful reflection of who you are. If I got to show you that with my life and share a personal experience, and you see it and you see me going through it, and you don't see no fear, have you seen any change in I? Have you seen me coming on here depressed? Have you seen me coming on here any different? No. No. Am I better than you? No. I am you. You are I. You and I verse. You and I make that beautiful verse of harmonic music, harmony. We bring in the scales of my eye to balance back, and we in harmony. We got the tempo, we got the rhythm, got the soul, got the step, got the melody with the flute coming in. We got it all. And all of y'all are bringing different instruments. Some of y'all bringing the trumpet. Some of y'all bringing the saxophone. Some of y'all bringing the drums. Some of y'all playing that magical flute. Some of y'all got the triangle. Bing. Some of y'all singing. Some of y'all got a bird song. Do you see? Do you see? Fear not, beloved. Fear not. Remove it from your resignation. Nothing can touch you. The world is set up to make you think and believe that they can touch you and do something to you. And then when you believe it, it happens. You bring it to you. People are using this concept right now. Gatekeepers like Billy Carson. Yeah, he might be a gatekeeper, but guess what? He's actually using the laws of the UNI verse. This man is getting money. He's getting big, living in a big house. He's got his wife. He's traveling. He's teaching, even though he's teaching a bunch of comic book stuff. This man is using his imagination to create his life, gatekeeper or not. So, is it wrong for you to create and manifest your best life? No, it's not. As long as you are in alignment, your mind is in alignment with the womb of creation, where organic minds begin. Meaning you're still a baby. How do you know? Because you're in the third dimension right now. Any lower, you'd be on a piece of paper and a book. Chief, where do you learn that? We're from this channel and that channel. We need proof. What book? What, you want to read my notes? You want to go on paper? You got to go to 2D. We're going that way, my friend. I don't justify teachings, irrationalize teachings, going down into what was it called? Doug on Nickelodeon. Doug Funny. We're not going into Doug Funny. Pork chop to get answers that are coming from the great spirit, the greatest of spirit. That makes no sense at all. What book? What book, Chief? The book of life that you have access to. And that's all I've come to bring to you. That's what I come. The teachings are cool. The knowledge is cool. Yeah, we're here. Why not? If you enjoy knowledge, it's a passion. Nothing wrong with it. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's not evil to want to know the truth and know what's lies. Nothing wrong with that. But to make it about like your whole life, like the Gnostics, like, oh, you have to know, you ought to pay off the demiurge, and if you do you gotta know everything, and once you know enough, then you can ascend. No. You can know one thing. You can know one thing, and that's enough. And guess what that one thing is? Who you really are. Who you truly are. That's all you need to know. That's the only thing you need to know. And after that, you just go be the best who you truly are. That's it. You want to know the secrets of the universe. I just told you the biggest one. Find out who you truly are. Ask. Knock. Purify your heart. Don't worry about your physical body, fasting in the gym and all. That's later. That's like a hobby. Get your soul right. Doesn't matter if you're fasting and eating nothing but vegetables and if you're a vegan and this and that, but you're gossiping about your neighbor and your aunt, your sister and your daughter and your this and that, or somebody's a lesbian or this or that. Like, get the mind of your heart right first. It doesn't matter how old you are. We're all children of the same source, the great mother. So ain't nobody know this or that. And that's a fact. The same person that's your son right now might have been your father in a different life. When I first heard that's ridiculous. Decades ago. That's crazy. No, it's not. Because maybe that's what was needed. Now this time it was needed because somebody abused their role. And those that are abusing their role now, because just the honor of even having a child and you being a parent, whether you're the father or the mother, you're getting to experience what it is to be the source, the origin of your eternal soul, life, light, and rest. You're getting the privilege and honor to be a child of that, and to have a role, just one, but yet many. A friend, a mother, a father, a son, an uncle. Are you abusing all these roles? Or are you the best uncle? Are you the best son? Are you the best father? Doesn't matter what she did. Oh, yeah, but my baby mom, it doesn't matter. You. That's her. 2 moons. Don't worry. She has to answer no matter how much you love her, him. They have to answer for them. It's a narrow path. Why is it a narrow path? Because only you can fit. And it's the crown. As much as I love my daughter, we both can't wear this hat. We both can't wear the same crown. We both can't fit through that portal. But I can teach her, and I can show her, and I can show y'all, and I can teach y'all because I love y'all, and that my intent, my heart is pure. That's why. That's why that's why I don't share too many personal things, because even people that sent financial help left some pretty ignorant comments. People that sent money left a note with their money. I can't believe that your intuition is questionable. Peace be with you, beloved. Mësët, I love you, but you understand not. Now, all right. So the astral plane, what the astral plane really is it's also known esoterically as the plane of illusion. What's illusion? The ill use of ions. Okay. The astral plane is also used for working out the frustration of desires. So they say. This is when you have that dream and you wake up. They call them, like wet dreams. You was actually on the astral plane. Now, the pastor up at the church gonna say, "Oh, that was a succubus, incubus, succubus came and got you, took your seed out of you while you was sleeping. You're unclean and da 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 da." Nah, you was on the astral plane. Actually, you let something go that was better in your pants while you was asleep than you to go out there and let it go and have a soul tie. So it's for working out frustration of desires. It is actually the plane of power of manifestation for the physical plane. That's what the astral plane is. Okay. So there's two things you need to know about the astral plane. The astral plane is a plane of force. The physical is a plane of form. There's only two kinds of planes: force and form. There's only four planes. There's only four. Two force, two form. Force, form, force, form. Okay? Force and form do not exist on the same plane. Causal plane, effect plane. Force plane, form plane. Now, the astral is a plane of force. The physical is a plane of form. There's the second thing you need to know about this. There is no force on the physical plane, and there's no form on the astral plane. But Chief, there is force here. Look, the winds, the waters, a tidal wave. No, you're seeing form. The force of that tidal wave came from the astral plane, the effect plane. The cause plane. You're only seeing form. That tidal wave is form. It's matter. What's loosed in heaven is loosed on earth. Huh? What's heaven? Where is the kingdom of heaven? Within. How do you access the astral plane? Within. And many of you, listen, the New Age movement has mystified the astral plane the same way the church spookified Satan and all of that stuff. They make you think you got to be like flying around the world and like going into your best friend's house and you can see in real time what they're doing and all the like remote viewing and all that. No. That's a form of it, but no. Almost all of you here have been in the astral plane. If you have dreamed before and had a realistic dream, you was on the astral plane. Period. Oh no, that's lucid dreaming. No, lucid dreaming is when you half awake, half sleep. Astral plane is when the dream is what they call prophetic. Lucid dreaming is when I'm sitting here right now and I kind of nod out and I was like, huh, dang, I just thought I didn't even know where I was at. Okay. There's confusion. Keep you spinning. All right. So manifestation falls into two divisions. The one eye, because they're operating from the causal plane. They don't have division. They operating from the causal plane. Even the singers and everybody, they got your little girl, your daughter twerking her butt and she's 6 years old. They operating from the and the mom is look at her go, look at her go, look at her go. It's people on here preaching the Bible still, using F words and calling people B's and this and that. Because they've been affected from the causal plane, aka indoctrinated. Oh yes. Make sure you get these. All started somewhere. Now, manifestation falls into two divisions: the physical half and the mental half. Manifestation falls into two divisions: physical half and the mental half. Okay? The astral divides them. That's what the astral plane is. It divides the physical realm from the mental. It's the divider. It's the crossing, or the Nibiru, the crossing, the Hebrews, the Ivarus, the crossing. Okay? The astral is the one in the middle of the physical of manifestation. It's the one in between that connects the physical and the mental. Now, the astral divide, it can either divide them and keep them divided, or it can merge them. That's the Vesica Pisces. Why do they put that symbol out? Christ consciousness. In the age of Piscean, with the Piscean energy, that's Christ consciousness, the two circles, seed of the mother is the circle. The man's not the circle. Okay? But when when the sacred masculine energy comes, it's a circle. Not the divine masculine. That's the 369 pyramids, Sharp and Metatron and Yahweh and all that crap. The two circles combined in the middle, that's the astral. Okay. One is mind, one is physical. So there's two planes of form, as I said earlier, which is the mind is a plane of form and the physical realm is a plane of form. All right. So the mind is form, physical is form, astral is force. Let the force be with you. Mind, form. Anytime you use your mind, what happens? A picture forms. You form a picture. That's called the logos, the word of God. That's why they use the logos and symbols to talk to your subconscious, to keep you from accessing the astral, the causal plane, the astral energy where the force resides. And they're using the force on your mind. They're using their force to control your form, whether it be the form of your mind or in your physical world. Oh, Chief, you shouldn't be there. I can't believe it. That, don't speak for I. That's not my world that you're speaking of. I control this. Okay. Now, so two planes of form with the plane of force connecting them. As I said, that's three. That's the real Trinity. Okay. It's two forms, one force. That's the real original Trinity. And it's the Vesica Pisces. And it's essential for function and form of mind. So the form of mind. All right. So I said the mind is form and the physical is form. The difference is the mind is positive, the physical is negative. So you got the form of mind is the anode, the positive. All right. It's a battery. It's all about energy. It's a battery. Your mind is the positive form. The physical is the negative form. The energy that connects the force is the astral. Okay. So the emotional force flowing and returning from the form, the mind, the form of the mind and the form of the physical, flowing and returning to each, from the mind to the physical, mind to the physical, mind to the physical, mind to the physical. That energy that's flowing in between, that connects, that's what connects your mind manifestation into the physical realm. Okay, that's what astral energy is. Now, there's four planes. Spiritual plane, that's where the force resides. What force? The force of your soul. Your soul emanates your spirit. Your spirit is the force. Okay, your soul is what they can't figure out. That's the black hole. That's the void. That's where there's the light comes from, but they can't figure it out. It's where the vibration comes and returns to. They don't know what is it. They can't figure the soul out. So, spiritual plane is where the force. That's where disembodied spirits is at and stuff. They're stuck in the fourth dimension with nothing but force, but they need a medium to take form. Yahweh needs the plasma from blood sacrifices, and you gotta believe. I need everybody to meet. I need a census of all the boys every 7 years. I need all your boys here. I need the firstborn son. I need ransoms. I need this. I need that. Go kill everything moving. If not, I'm gonna stone you. We're gonna kill you. Moses, talk to him. It's the holy of holies. Da 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 da. It's real. It's the real God, Yahuwah. They done used your force and they done used their force, manipulated your force, and made you form what their force willed. That's all it is. The Simpsons, yeah, they got this thing down to a science. This is the first time in 230 y'all probably ever heard a teaching like this. Heck, it's the first time I have. Given to me tonight, this evening. All of this. Did I know some of it already? Yeah. But like abstract. I didn't know it the way it was given to me tonight. So form of mind is positive, form of matter is negative, and the emotional force flowing and returning, the salt of the earth, which connects them. So the spiritual plane is force, the mental is form. So your spirit resonating, coming from your soul, source, that's the great mother, seed of the mother, the womb. You got a piece of it, right? You got a piece of it. That's where all this is coming from. You got a piece of source right here, which and that's your soul. All right. So that's just number one. That's already established. Number two, spiritual force. The force is the spirit. That force coming out of your spirit enters your mind. Whatever vibration your spirit is vibrating at, it's going to affect what logos and pictures come in your mind. Oh, she's going to take my kids. They're going to take my kids. Yeah, get your spirit resonating like that. Start seeing that in your head. And guess what? It's going to be a reality. You're going to manifest it into the physical. But you sit there and declare and decree, yeah, right. And picture what's going to happen, what's really going to happen. Not even just now, in the long run. I'm finna do this, and this. And I ain't telling nobody. Nanny, boo, boo. And I still love you. I'm gonna do this, and this. And I ain't telling you. Nanny, boo, boo. But I still love you. So, spiritual plane is force, mental is form. You form the logos, the picture. That's why when you meditate, you have to see it. You have to see it, manifest it. Form it in your mind. You already got it. If you can see it, what they say, they say if you believe it, you can achieve it. But nah, if you see it, you can be it. Okay. If you can see it, you can be it. See it thoroughly. You can't make a car by just picturing some. All right, I see 4 wheels in a car and like a door. Yep, I see it. Looks nice. It's got like wheels and it's white. Got a door that opens. Put a key in, it starts. No, you gotta see it like you getting ready. Go out there and build it. Man, I see a bunch of parts on the table. I see me. I know what every part is called. I'm putting them together. I got all the tools. I got the wrench, the lug, the lug nuts, this, that, the other. I hear the noises. I'm putting that thing together. I got the doors. I got somebody helping me. I got somebody stopping. I ain't never met before coming by, just stopping. You need a hand? Yeah, brother. Thank you. We chopping it up. Just made a good friend. I see it all happening. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Brand new vehicle. Just made it in my mind. Is it out here yet? No, because the manifestation got to catch up in the physical realm. But I just made it with the force into form in the mind. Remember, manifestation is divided from the mind and the physical, 2 forms. And the middle can either divide or connect. That's the astral. That's the other force. So spiritual plane force, mental form. Astral force, physical form. That's the 4 planes. Force form. Spiritual, mental, astral, physical. Force form. If you're taking notes, that way you can write it down. Spiritual plane force, mental plane form. Astral plane force, physical plane form. Now, I was going to give you a little background story of the Christ and the Kabbalah and reincarnation. And there's a reason for this, because it will give you a more of a foundation of the teaching, the true teachings of Christ. They're called, and within the mystery schools, they're called the upper room teachings. Okay. The teachings of the upper room. Okay. The inside teachings of the Christ. All right. This was lost when Rome sacked Jerusalem around 70 AD, and the Essenes were spread around, and they were cut off from. Basically, they were halfway initiated in the Christic mysteries, is what it was called. Today, they're known as the Jesus mysteries. But it was the Christic mysteries, and in 70 AD, there were people that was halfway initiated that never got to go back to Alexandria, and they never finished their initiation. So what happened was they passed on what they knew, and that turned into religion. And same thing happened with people that went east, but most of them people were able to finish because there were more mysteries already built up in the East. But I don't have enough extended moment to get into that. It has to do with the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is actually a parasitic tree of life. If you study the Kabbalah, do it for the knowledge, not to follow it. Okay, that is a malevolent setup. That's an artificial overlay. Same thing with Metatron, Enoch, Enki, all that stuff is all artificial overlay. If anybody's telling you they're benevolent, they're either ignorant or a liar. But I mean, in short, like an example is like what's it called? The Lord's Prayer. The closing is Emmanuel says, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory." Well, and it says forever and ever, amen. Okay. Amen is also the moon. All right. Remember moon deuce? That amen is the moon, the hidden one. Remember, two moons. One's hidden, one you can see. That's what amen is. So that's the two moons again. Now, so for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Well, anybody that is initiated in Kabbalistic magic, with every magus or magus, which is a high wizard, they seal their aura. I'm not gonna say it, but they seal their aura with a chant, and the chant is exactly what that said, but in a different language. And it's the Kabbalistic version. So that shows that whoever wrote that, whether it was Christ, Emmanuel, who said it for real, or whoever wrote that. So either Emmanuel knew the Kabbalistic tree of life and sealed his aura with these words, or it was written by somebody in the Kabbalah. Because I'm not going to say it, but it basically says, "For to thee is the kingdom and the power and the glory to the ages. Amen." All right, that's how they say it, but it's in different words. Ancient Phoenician. So I'm not gonna say it, but no one can hope to truly understand Christianity who does not understand the mysticism of the Kabbalah, and especially if you've never heard this, That just shows right there that you don't know the mysteries of the Kabbalah. If you don't know what I'm talking about right now, that means you've never truly fully understood the Bible. Your pastor up at the church, it's just like reading Dr. Seuss. If you can get inspiration from Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat, the Lorax, cool. Make you a better person, that's what's up. But if you're putting more of your time and energy and thought into a book and a building, then you have now become an idolatrous idol worshiper. No different than any other idol anywhere in any moment of existence. And another thing, what you really have to realize is, if you're going to be real, there's no man or woman who can read history, her story, our record reading it without prejudice. You can't escape from the fact that there has never been any truth once for all delivered to all mankind. So there's not one book, one religion that has delivered the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. There's never, ever been one source given to mankind here, except you. You are the only one, the only thing that embodies all of the truth, all of the mysteries, all of it. You are the all. You are the all in this particular plane, in this particular realm. And that's just like the brother Tone said earlier. Don't matter if we're in a crater, on a ball, on a piece of paper, if we're floating, if we're in a dream, if I'm hooked up at band camp somewhere with some binoculars on or something, and I take it off and I'm like, man, and I'm in 5th grade somewhere. Like, it doesn't matter. You're here. Know who you are. Knock. So yeah, I had a few other things I'm gonna go, but we're good. I want to stick to the astral plane. So let me see. This is where it gets a little deep and heavy. Some of y'all I might lose on this, but it's okay. It's gonna be for someone. Now we are taught that duality is necessary for manifestation. So with the original form of duality, it's force and form. They tell you it's feminine, masculine. It's force and form. That's before feminine and masculine. Okay, and if you want to be real, they've even flip-flop that. Okay, they tell you ma is the like the mother is the matter, matter is the matter, and this and that. So they make it seem like mother, everything physical is like bad, and that's the mother, but the unseen, Amen Ra, Atom Ra, that's the good, that's the father, and this and that, the one that you ain't never seen, that never heard, never talked to, this and that, that's the benevolent. The material is evil. Well, actually, if you want to be more accurate, the masculine energy is the container, the protector, what's unseen. The womb is unseen. The baby in the womb is unseen. When you have relations, when the man enters the woman, it's unseen. Okay, the milk in the bosom is unseen. Okay, everything that really truly matters in your physical body is unseen, and it's in darkness. That's the mother. They flip-flop the whole thing. The father is the phallus. The father is the obelisk, the scene, the tallest object in the world. The Twin Towers. The obelisk pointing up everywhere. The phallus with the Ben stone, the son of the son of the son of the son. So-and-so beget, so-and-so beget, so-and-so beget, so-and-so. Well, who beget them? Oh, we don't know her name. She don't really matter. But Enos begot Enoch, begetting Methuselah, begetting Noah, and beget him. Well, who beget them? She did. Who? Oh, we don't know. I don't know. It was a woman. Women don't really matter. What? Yeah, they put Adam to sleep and took a rib and made a woman. She's the helpmeet. New Testament and Timothy. Women don't even talk in the church. Well, you're the church. It says in the same book, you're the church. So women don't even talk in your own mind and your own self. Just listen to the masculine energy and let him lead you. And you don't have no imagination, no intuition, no nothing. If you do, you're a witch. That's your Christianity, biblical, and religion. Now, so yeah, the original duality is form and force. That's essential for manifestation. Not duality, good and bad. Cain, Abel. That's the okey doke. Cainable. Your sacrifice was not accepted. I need the dead one. You brought me living plants that are alive. I need you to kill. And I need blood. That is what makes me happy. Now we have a Khan, and we have someone that gets fused to the Khan or Cain, who is the Khan. We got conned. Cain, Kayain, got conned by Yahweh or Yah, whoever, it don't even matter. Oh, you want blood? Oh, okay. If he like the blood of an animal, he gonna love this. Bop. His own brother. Am I my brother's keeper? Man, I do like this dude, but I don't need him right now. We gotta put him on deck. You gotta leave here right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark you up. That way nobody mess with you, because I'm gonna need you later on, Cain. Go ahead and take that beard off you so you blend in with the black-headed, smooth-skinned people. Because if you got that beard, they gonna know. Cain. So that's the original duality that's necessary for manifestation. It's not bad. It's not good versus evil. Cain, Abel, feminine, masculine, white, black, this, that, man, woman. It's force and form. Now what you're getting right now is what people spend 30, 40 years as Freemasons and Illuminati. You're getting it freely right now from the Great Spirit. Not Chief Iron, but not Chief. You're not getting it from me. You're getting it from the Great Spirit. Now, what you want to realize is this. upon that, in the astral plane, there's a pure force. There's a plane of pure force, a population of forms in the astral plane. It's a population of different forms, which do not derive from that plane. Because remember, the astral plane doesn't have form, it has force. But there's forms there that were manifested. These are called Gregories, egregores, or watchers. That's why people go, oh, it's an astral plane. I got freaked out. I came across some being. He had like a third eye and I couldn't move. I got stuck. Yeah, you came against somebody else's thought form that could have been from 400 years ago. They had more energy and thought and more soul force, essence, power put into it. And you want to mess around flying around the astral plane. Because it's not meant for that. It's for you to draw force from and use it in mind and physical. Not to be riding around in. Now, so there's a population of forms which do not derive from that plane. They derive firstly in evolutionary order from the plane of the mind. This is the secret of the secret societies. This is the secret of their rituals, the Grammys, the Superb Owl halftime shows, and the Masons and the Skull and Bones and all that. The Simpsons, the Bible, the Book of Revelation. Now, there is a source code that they're writing over top of with the sun cycle, but the Phoenix event, perfect example. The more, Brother Jason, I love you. I don't know if you're going to see this or not. I love you, brother. If you want to clarify things, just bring me on. Bring me on the show again. Because I had somebody say, oh, you didn't say it to his face. Well, that's because when I was on, I was teaching about a particular thing. Okay? But listen to me. The more people learn about this Phoenix thing, the more power they're giving to it, and the worse it's going to be. The more devastating it's going to be. It's not something that takes out, it's benevolent, and it takes out the most evil culture. No. It's directed. It's a direct energy weapon. Now, that begins in the mind and is used, and then they draw the force from the astral and they put it into the physical. So, and it goes deeper than that. So pure mind supplies the first thought forms, and these forms, being in relation to feelings, serve as vehicles of expression. And they are all symbolic and geometrical in form. Sacred geometry, crop circles, aliens, they're aliens. Crop circles, sacred geometry, all of that. Literally can come from a circle of people that are all on the same wavelength in the mind and draw from the astral plane and manifest it here in the physical. Not no doggone aliens. Now, so they're all symbolic. That's the logos, the symbols. These are primary forms of the astral. They are the oldest and the highest and the purest form types. Okay. Basically, the people that knew this, people that knew this before you did in this realm, they know how to use it more powerfully, should I say. But you have authority over all. And authority is overpower. So these pure forms that are made in the mind, from pure mind, pure thought, Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus, Tahuti. They are the basis of physical form. The bird heads with the body of a man, the lion face in the body of a woman, all of that. Thought forms, they manifested. So then we have the astral forms, which are evolved in consciousness out of physical sensation. What you feel here in the world now makes you create something in the astral realm because of what you feel here. Hatred, spite. Now you done created something in your head. I wish this would happen to her. Well, you just created a being now in the mental. And now if you dwell on it long enough, it's going to create something called an egregore, a watcher in the astral plane. This is what they call demons, summoning demons, the lesser key of Solomon who built the temple. Remember, he had the ring and he had all the demons and all that and building the temple for him. Thought forms that he made and put energy into through sex magic, through all his concubines, and literally manifested these beings on the astral plane. This is hard. This is deep stuff, man. This is a deep dive this evening. But let's be clear. I'm not teaching you how to do magic. Okay? I'm teaching you so you know what's going on. You are magic. Okay? You are the all. Now, so if you really want to understand the astral plane, think of the true astral plane as like consisting of like streaming rays of light without form at all. That's the plane. Okay, it's just like abstract art, forms of light, streams, all different colors, beautiful, vivid color. That's the actual plane. Okay, without form at all. But the forms of the astral, whether derived from mind or matter, remember, something can happen physically to you from a physical sensation, and then a form can develop in the astral. That is the okie doke. That is how they get us to manifest what they want, aka the Simpsons. They're working from the causal plane and using reversed a cyclical magic cycle to where I'm gonna explain a little bit better, but I know some of you are starting to get it. Whether derived from mind, what an idea that's been planted in your head from repetition. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. I know you've seen the news when they got all the blocks with all the news people saying the same exact thing all across the country. That's magic. They're getting into your mind. Remember, your mind is formed. They're forming something. They're manifesting in your mind. And then the next step is in the physical realm. If they can get you to feel, oh my God, I think I'm sick. Somebody cough next to you, clearing your throat. Oh my God, I think they got it. They got it. 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. Put your mask on. That is doesn't stop anything. Can't even stop a booger. But it's going to save you from a 0.05 micron size virus that in the smallest holes in any mask sold commercially is 0.07 micron. Meaning them mask was like a chain link fence stopping a gnat. Make sure you close the gate tonight so the mosquitoes don't come in your yard. They see how they work, and it's people still. I'll send certain messages in my phone to family members and stuff. I'll get a response. Don't send me nothing from Fox News. Well, I can send you the same information from. What do you prefer? What pizza place do you prefer? I'll give you a pizza. All right. So that's where basically I just explained when people say they go to the astral plane, they see inhabitants and stuff. That's what it is. Okay, that's the explanation for that. Now, the inhabitants of the astral planes are basically creatures of the mind. The life and function of the astral goes on behind them and through them, but it is not them. Meaning they're just hanging out. And just like I told you last teaching when the Great Spirit was flowing, when I was outside, the astral plane is a hangout spot. And even they, tick, tock, tick, tock. When that changeover event comes, everything reset. Scales of Ma'at. The water bearer. Who's the water? The mother. Who bears the water? The mother. Whose water breaks? The mother. The return of the great mother. The age of Aquarius. The feminine energy rising, not to rise above and conquer and rule, to be in perfect harmony and balance and restore. Rejuvenate. What is juvenate? Juvenile, to make young again, to make all things new. Through the Christ, the Christos, the anointing, the seed of the mother, all things become new. Now, the astral thought form is a creation of the mind, whether it be a creation of the mind working directly from emotions or a secondary creation of mind working on emotions stimulated by physical sensation. Sex. Somebody rubbing on you. Somebody rubbing on you. Man, it feels good. Oh, man, I like her. Let's go upstairs. You don't even know her. What are you talking about? But it feels good. And then you start thinking. Now you're on Pornhub, this and that. Now you creating in your mind. Now you resonating. Now you're affecting where the force is, the spiritual force, and now your spirit's resonating on a certain frequency. Now you're not going to attract your soulmate. You're going to attract trash. I'm not saying they're permanent trash. Even trash gets recycled. But at this moment, they're resonating as trash. And you're going to pull them to you magnetically. That's your soul. And electric. And through L. Electric. Your spirit. Guys, I noticed on the last live, it was the first in a while I seen some semi-negative sidebar conversations going on. Please listen. I've told the moderators to be very lenient, okay? Because even last live, I saw a dialogue on back and forth, the whole teaching. But at the end, these two brothers actually kind of like squashed it, and it was beautiful. That's what I love to see. But come on, don't come on. Like if you know this, then you really don't even have to be here right now. If you don't know it, I would just kind of like got 2 ears, one mouth. Okay. The problem is you got 10 fingers and a keyboard now. And that's what has happened. Okay. Before it was one mouth and 2 ears. Now it's 10 fingers. Sean is a drunk. You're stupid. He don't know what he's talking about. But yet you remain here. That doesn't make sense. I love you. We all love you. And I'm not even speaking to one individual. I just happened to look over. I don't know who said what. I just happened to see something. Maybe you was joking. Maybe but I'm still, saying this. Come on. Like, I'm working on a real off-grid community to where some of the question asked earlier, how to survive the changeover event, that's nothing. That's nothing. Whoever is in this community, you're gonna, unless unless it's meant for you to leave before that. Listen, are we gonna have people at the community that's calling names and doing this and that? No, come on. Am I saying you gotta be perfect? No, but come on. Like, do you want to remain in this? Do you want to come here again for another cycle of reincarnations? Because the whole trolling thing and all that, either you're 15 years old and you're not, and you took a time off from your Xbox this evening. If you're a grown up, come on, take advantage of this. I love you. Now, okay, so the ordinary untrained human mind functions only when stimulated by sensation. The controllers know this. Okay. Oh, stimulus checks are coming. Oh, Donald Trump's the best president ever. PPP loans. I don't own no business, but I got $20,000 and nothing happened. I didn't get in no trouble. Donald Trump's the best. They know how to stimulate you. The stimulus check. Now, I mean, they even tell you in the words, stimulus check. It's a stimulus check. They're checking your stimulation. more. Yes. Check my stimulation more. He's the best. MAGA. I'm a MAGA. It's just ridiculous. Woohoo! And all the while don't even know that it's a corporation you talking about. It's like you out here at Walmart. Sam Walton. Woo! Sam Walton. For life. Sam's Club, baby. Walmart. He did it. We did it. U.S. corporations. Woo! Woo! UCC, Admiralty, Maritime Law, baby. Liberty. It's sad. Okay, so The ordinary untrained human mind functions only when stimulated by sensation. Therefore, all its thoughts are determined by the nature of the sensation which stimulates them. Causal plane, effect plane. They're controlling your free will and you don't even know it. Talking about the mark of the beast. What's the chip, nanobots, blah, 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 blah. No, it's a barcode. No, it's you getting your free will took in the mind or in the physical. Both places where form exists. The mark on your head, form in your mind, or the mark with your hands, form in the physical. The mark of the beast. What preacher told you that? All these truthers. The stuff these truthers are running out of truth, because I've seen one of them the other day on Facebook. It just came on. I was going to leave a comment, but the Grace Spirit said stop. It's getting laughable. Some of them will even change their name to comedians now, instead of like news or public figure or something. Their page literally says comedian now, because it is. It's comedy. It's crazy. So, but the mind of the knower. Some people say occultist. Occultist just means somebody that knows the esoteric mysteries. You're learning that now. That's why this is a school. Yes, Chief Ironbush Mystery School. Do I want credit for anything? No. It was what was put on, given to my heart. All right. Did I sit around thinking, let me think of some cool name that like makes like some kind of secret message? Nah, it's Chief Ironbush Mystery School. Welcome. I love you, Mësët. So the mind of the knower, you, the initiated, the occultist, those that know the esoteric, basically those that the eye is single and full of light, or it could be full of darkness. Knows that the primary form is the mental form. Remember, form. Not when you're talking about force right now. The primary form is the mental form. You see it, you can be it. Don't dwell on negativity, because you keep seeing it, you'll be it. It'll happen. Stop it. Now, some things that happen to other people, you can't go over their free will unless you're going to take place in some kind of magic that has to do with this right here and abuse this. What I'm telling you is for you and your life and your best life in harmony. This is not for you to go out here and do what the controllers have done to us. Okay? So the mind of us, we know that the primary form is the mental form. If you didn't know, now you know. And it can make these forms independently of physical sensation, meaning they can scare you without even touching you or anything. Just turn on the news, CNN tonight. Russia has been caught when North Korea is firing nuclear warheads, and Russia has a missile that can go 30,000 miles to Mars. The rover has landed on Mars, and Elon Musk, they're controlling you without even physically without any physical sensation. Not you. Let me cast that down. The masses. The masses. And then you wonder, and then they rewind the Simpsons. Look, yeah, they controlled you with the Simpsons too. They ain't no different than the news. So a form on the astral plane acts as a channel for and determines the configuration of the astral forces. Remember, astral is forces. So any form there came from somewhere else, the mind. Remember, spiritual and astral is where the force is. Mind and physical is where the form is. So the configuration of astral forces, and therefore all manifestations of force in matter, depends upon the astral thought form and are determined by it. What does that mean? In layman's terms, you literally have the power to manifest anything. The more people that are in agreement with you and you all see the exact same thing. I see the place that you're gonna have Iron Bush. I see the off-grid place. I see it. It's near a mountain. It's a wooded area. I see it. I see like 12 nice log cabins. I see people smiling. I see the little kids laughing and skipping and playing. I see it. When you connect with others like that and you stay in agreement, and that's what meditation is. We will bring it. And guess what? Those that are really advanced already know that it's already happened. It's just yet to pass on a linear time. It's already happened. I've already done it. It's already done. It is done. It just hasn't passed yet in the linear timeline of the 3D. It's only one step up from paper. Chief, what book? Well, the 3D is just one step up. We talking 4D, 5D right now. And you're from higher than that. You're from the 9th to the 12th. All right, we're wrapping up here. So forces function through thought forms derived from matter. Let me say that again. Forces function through thought forms derived from matter. Forces function through thought forms derived from matter. Physical, so that means they're manifesting something into the physical that affects your thought now because you saw it. You saw it. I saw Moses go up and he came down with the I saw the cloud by day and the fire by night. I saw this. I saw that. They make something happen in the physical. It now affects your mind. And now you are in a cycle loop manifesting what they want you to manifest. That's why people think we're in a simulation. No, you're making it a simulation. Because you won't break it. You won't break it. You got to break it. You got to throw that wrench up in there. The force. So, the matter gives rise to the form, and the form gives rise to matter in a never-ending and stereotyped circle. Now let's look up the meaning of stereotyped. What does that mean? We use that word all the time. What does it really mean? Let's see. Originates from the French term, probably it says stereotype, but stereotype. That sounded horrible. That didn't sound French at all. Meaning solid impression, derived from the Greek words stereos, meaning solid, and typos, meaning impression. So stereotype just means it's a solid impression. What does that mean? Something in the physical realm that left an impression on you, stamped your mind because you saw it. Depending what angle you saw it from, you might have thought you saw this. You might have thought you saw that. Oh, it looked like the phoenix in the sky. It looked like a UFO. It looked like this and like that. Whole time it's the Air Force, it's the Navy, it's this one, it's that one. They're all working together. World War III's coming. But yet it's pictures of them in the Bohemian Grove, all together, linked up side by side. All of them: Putin, Bush, Obama, Hillary. But World War III coming. The Kim Jong, the dude from China, they all linked up with their goofy little outfits on. Yeah, what are they doing there? They doing what we supposed to be doing off grid, living our best life. But they're manifesting, controlling the whole doggone world. Doggone. So it's just a never-ending stereotype circle. It is fixed and defined. This is your matrix or simulacrum. Okay. Although no variation can take place from the plane of matter, meaning there's laws here. There's laws in the physical plane, the periodic table, elements, hydrogen, the high dragon, helium, Elohim, then lithium, lithium. Okay, so you got hydrogen. That's the high dragon. That's the one, the high dragon, or originally the Great Mother. Then you got the second element. Element means the mind of El. Who's El? Saturn. Okay, so you got the high dragon. Then you got the second one is helium, Elohim. More than one. That's two. That's helium. The third one is lithium. That's the Phoenician word l'chaim. Okay, and that means to got something to do with duality. I forget. And then it goes on all the way to nitrogen, which is has to do with jinn. I got a whole teaching on that. I might bust it out soon. So although no variation is possible, can take place from the plane of matter, variation is possible from the plane of mind. Guess how? Through the what? Through the right winding stairway, aka the feminine energy. The thief on the right, today you shall join me in paradise. Cast your net to the right, 153 fish equals 9. 144,000 equals 9. Or you can go the way of the beast, 666. That's 18, that's 9. But that's going down. That's completion down. Or you can have completion up. You can have sacred feminine, or you can have divine feminine. Okay? It's all just esoteric messages to you. All right? And then actually you wrote it. You wrote it. At least a part of you did. You had part in it. Okay? So the plane, the physical plane has more like solid laws. Remember? Stereotype. Solid impression. But the mind doesn't. Only in the masculine, because the masculine is connected to the physical realm. All right? Force, manipulation, logic. No limit is the Magi Nation, the feminine energy. There's no limit. It's literally unstoppable. limitless. Okay. And if a new thought form be created on the astral, a new form would appear on the physical. This is what they do. CV-19, HIV, all of that. Fauci, what do you think he is? All he is a grand wizard. He's a grand wizard. Bill Gates, look at him. So the physical form will give rise to the appropriate sensation. Remember? They showed all the hospitals filled up and everything to give you a physical sensation, goosebumps. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. But people went to the same hospitals in New York and it was a ghost town. So they give you a physical sensation to reinforce the thought forms. And so the cycle will become stereotyped again in its turn in the mind now. So you got the thought form on the astral and the physical form on the material. Guess what that is? Soul and body. Thought form on if the thought form on the astral and the physical on the material plane, that's the soul and the body. That's the original duality, not good and evil. Okay. Now we can get into things that it's called ensouled. It's not the same as being a soul. They can ensoul things. They call these, now they're calling them walk-ins. They can ensoul objects, watchers or aggregories or gregories. They can ensoul certain things. So that's a whole nother teaching. I'm gonna skip over that. So basically, this is the cause and the effect, what I've just described to you. The astral is the cause, giving rise to the physical effect. The physical effect recreating the astral cause. That's the cycle. You will realize from this that the forms of the astral are all mental images. Do you see the cycle? It's 4 planes and they're playing all 4. That's the 4 rivers of living water. Remember in the beginning of the Bible and all that, it was 4 rivers, even not even the Bible, Sumerian tablets, all that. 4 rivers. The X. It's the 4 planes. It's the X. It's the solstice and the equinox. It's the X. It's the cross, the X, all of that. It's the 4 planes of existence, and they're playing us in a revolving cycle. You want to know how to get out of the reincarnation cycle? You're learning it right now. So, the forms of the astral are all mental images, and some are the product of physical sensation that they create. And some of the product of imagination, hijacked feminine energy. Hijacked feminine energy of your imagination by either shutting it down or overstimulating it into creating what they want. You're imagining a whole worldwide pandemic. You're imagining your children getting taken from you. You're imagining the worst case scenario. You're imagining you being homeless. You're imagining your lights going off. You're imagining your job firing you. You're imagining you, whatever. No, imagine you overcoming all that. Imagine that you're an eternal soul and then nothing here can truly harm the real you. Imagine that you can manifest anything that you can think of. Imagine that and know it. How about that? How about it doesn't matter where I'm at. It don't matter where my children are at. That nothing can happen to them because I know it. Not because I think it, because I know it. I know I know I don't need no to file no paperwork to be sovereign. I know I don't need no licenses and this and that. I know I don't need to worry about how I'm going to buy land to go off grid. I know I don't need none of that, because all of that's evaporating as we speak right now and as you listen. It's all evaporating. Whatever image you can make in your imagination, provided it be in accordance with the Great Mother, or some can say universal law, cosmic law, if you don't feel comfortable saying the Great Mother, the womb of creation, as long as it's in alignment and therefore possible of manifestation. If you make it sufficiently clearly in all its parts to have a workable mechanism, and if you hold it long enough and steadily enough and pour in the soul force energy of your will strongly enough, it will come to pass on the physical plane of manifestation. That's a promise. Or upon whatever plane you want. If you want it in your mind, if you want to play around in the astral plane, whatever, you have authority on all planes, all four. But in all you're making, I got to give you this warning. Remember this, that you will have to face the consequences of however you use your authority. You will have to face the consequences. You will have to face the moon. One day you're going to have to look in that moon right in the face. It's going to be right here. You're going to have to look right at it. So whatever you decide to manifest here, you're going to have to face it one day. There will be a day, and this is what they call Judgment Day. That's you just facing what you've manifested. Your creations, whatever it be, and good intentions will not protect you. Ain't that's heavy. Good intentions will not protect you from the results of an error of judgment. Let me say that again. Good intentions will not protect you from an error of judgment. Da, 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 da. Here come a car. Boom. You just ran a red light. You're on the physical plane. Well, Jesus, if you're the Son of God, jump off the Herod's temple. Jump off Herod's temple right now. Okay. Splat. Even Emmanuel knew better. Good intention will not save you from lack of judgment, aka discernment. That's why you have to be in alignment, full armor, full emanation, baby steps, my friend. You got to get rooted. That's why the Far East Mystery School teaches about the root chakra and all that. You can't just the whole goal is to get past the root chakras. Root chakra is bad, and then the chakra is sex and this and that. You gotta no. You gotta be rooted. Learn the root. Let it grow. You worry about time and rushing through. I gotta open my chakras. My first eye. My first eye is open. How's your first eye open? You ain't got no roots. You're at the tree of life with no roots. You just bought it at Home Depot and brought it home and put it in your front yard with the little ball with the knapsack around it. Got it outside. Look at my tree of life, y'all. First storm is rolling down the doggone street. You need the roots. Then you need the buds, the water, the dirt. the storm, the sun, the winter, the birds, the bugs, the bees, the pollen, the allergies. You need it all. That's why you're here. If we're perfect souls. Why are we here? What are we purging? Can you manifest everything perfectly right now? Do you have a perfect life right now? Can you manifest perfectly right now everything around you? If the answer is yes, then you might want to make sure you hug all your loved ones and stuff because you're probably getting ready to graduate up out of here. If the answer is no, then you have your answer while you're here. The spiritual forces cannot work themselves out on the plane of form now that the form is so highly organized without the use of intermediaries, aka, in layman's terms, we're so far along now in the cycle, close to the 12,960-ish year mark. The energy is so distorted now that it's the hardest it can get. That's why the Bible says it will be the worst time ever. There would never be another time as bad as this great tribulation, nor will it ever be. Basically, it's telling you it's getting the hardest it will be to perfectly manifest. But yet there's still seeds of the mother that can do it and are doing it. And we will do it. We did it. We already did it. And you're doing it. You already did it, but you're doing it. You're experiencing it. So you got to be in alignment. Your consciousness has to be in alignment with the mind of God, which is the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. And you're here to express that mind on all the planes of form because you come from the plane of force and you're here to express the mind of where you come from, of who you are, into the planes of forms. Okay? The womb, that's why you don't say you come from the mind of the mother. You come from the womb. That's the soul. That's what they can't understand nothing. You come from something that's indescribable. The mind is a place of form. This physical world is a place of form. But you have access to two different places of force. Your spirit and the astral. Okay? The spirit emanates outside. The astral is in between the physical and your mind. Okay? And the etheric is the tool that delivers it. The etheric realm is just the UPS driver. So no emotion, no thought here in this realm is without its outer manifestation. And you know that's true? Because you are the total sum of every thought that you've ever had And from the moment you came from your womb, from your mother's womb, until you leave this shell, you are a total sum of every thought you've ever had. Are you going to have your thoughts based off what the world tells you, what someone else tells you, what someone texts you, what the news says, what the emergency broadcast says, what this says, even what you see? I saw a UFO. I saw gray aliens in my backyard in Las Vegas. I saw this, I saw that. Are you going to let that dictate you? Are you going to let that dictate the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest? Because that's who you're here representing. To put the form of that and that atone, the atonement. That's what you're here to do. Those that are here on this stage of existence, of evolution. If you have come to a teacher as I, not taking credit, just saying if you've come here, you're at the, I don't like using the word level, you're at the point where you're ready to take another step up to the upper room. So I could go on a little bit. Let me see. I could break it down even more and more, and you know where they get, where they change the seed of the mother to at the seed of Atum. You know, like Santos Bonacci says, all is Atum. No, all is the seed of the mother. I could break all that down. I mean, I got like 2 more pages of notes, but I really have to use the restroom, and my baby's there knocked out, and my back hurts, and I haven't eaten yet. But I might just fast tonight. But I still got to make sure all the children ate. But let me see. I would like to add something at a different teaching about what they call death. I think that's a good ending point. I might do a part 2 to this, or start off with adding on to this a little bit. But I love y'all. I appreciate spending this moment with I originally intended on answering questions. I don't know what this rising. I was like in the car, like going through it. It was like it seemed like it was endless questions. And then when I got on here, I couldn't find too many. Maybe I didn't go far enough down. But I love y'all. What more can I say? I'm not even going to bring up the money thing, because if it's placed on your heart, you already know. Like it's just frivolous for me to even bring it up. Makes me sound stupid, for real. I don't even. It's dumb. But my moderators usually leave links and stuff like that. But I want you to know I appreciate it, because we're still in the physical realm. You can't deny that. So I appreciate all the monopoly, any monopoly money, Mooney, that you send. I don't want you to feel like I'm like, oh, it's just monopoly. Listen, that is actually a way of you sending appreciation in your soul force energy. Yeah, it's a current. So they've indoctrinated us to feel like you can't be spiritual, and then if you mention that, like you got to feel bad. It's not that. It's just that I despise it. I really despise it. That's what messes with me. I just I don't like it. All right, but I appreciate everyone that does help out and makes teachings like this possible. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all, and study this teaching, man. This is some profound stuff. It's serious. Take it serious. I'm telling you, this is not no joke. It's not a fairy tale. It's not something out of some book. Uh, some I don't know, Madame Blavatsky book or something. Like, this is all directly from the Great Spirit. I'm telling you, and we all are called to different things. So you may not have the same calling as I, but you have the same access to the same things that I access. Okay? So I just want to let you know that. I love y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. And as always, Mësët. I gotta carry my big old baby up 2 flights of steps. Man.